Tammy, right? I forgot.
Yes.
It's Tammy, right? Okay, so I was wondering if you was able to get that receipt I asked for.
The receipt where you purchased your compost?
Right, the receipt for my records to prove that y'all paid the you kept saying that y'all bought the debt or you bought the charge or something, right? So I'm trying to find the actual payment that you made.
Hey, that's proprietary between us and the dealership. That's not something I'm going to be able to provide you.
Do you have a supervisor or somebody I could talk to?
You're talking to the branch manager, dear.
Okay, so Tammy.
Yes, ma'am.
What about the underwriter?
What about the underwriter?
I'm trying to get proof that you paid this debt so that I can properly pay you back. That's all I'm saying to you. I don't understand why can't I get a copy that you paid this bill. I don't understand
Because it's not your bill, ma'am.
It's not my bill? But you,
No,
what
you owe us. You don't own the deal. You owe the dealership.
I owe the dealership?
No, ma'am, that's not what I said.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. I didn't hear you. That's what I'm asking you.
I said you owe us.
Right.
The dealership.
Right. I owe you, not the dealership. I'm just saying, can you give me a receipt so that I can know how much I'm supposed to be paying you?
Your contract shows that you're supposed to be making a payment of $453.12 monthly, and your first payment was due yesterday.
Right. That was in the contract. The contract does not have any signatures from M&M Funding on it. I don't have any information that I need from my records from your company. Another thing, there's a lot of breaches in this contract. The first breach was the down payment. The down payment and the insurance is supposed to be covered in the financing. The reason why I'm asking you to give me somebody that's over you is because you're not going to know this information.
Ma'am, I have a signed contract which states you're supposed to pay us $453.12 on the 26th of every month.
Yes.
Which you signed.
Did you sign it?
I generally don't sign contracts. I'm not in the finance department.
Okay, did anybody in the finance department sign that contract?
Did you sign the contract?
Ma'am, I asked you, did you sign it? Because you already know I signed it. My signature's on there.
Okay.
So you're not going to answer me? I just want to know, okay, in order for a contract to be legitimate, there has to be two signatures, one from the offerer and one from the receiver. Your signature is not on there. Your funding company sent
a contract from a dealership. It's assigned to a finance company, which it was.
Right. So the finance company, it was assigned to the finance company, right? But didn't the finance company have to pay the bill for me to get the car?
We loaned you the money to buy the car.
Right. Okay, you loaned me the money to buy the car. So where's the receipt saying you loaned me the money?
That's the contract.
No, it's not, ma'am. The contract is not saying that you paid this cash payment for this car for me.
The contract says I will pay.
The contract says I'm supposed to pay you for financing the car. But you're not holding up your end of the contract if you just read the contract.
How am I not holding up my end of the contract?
Here, you take over. Wait, get something. I don't know why it's so hard for me to get a copy of proof that she paid this deal. She said, if you buy debts, then I don't have a contract with you. I'm not saying I don't have a contract with you. I'm saying this is the law, though. I need proof that I have a contract with the right person. Go ahead. You can go ahead. Do her the give her the codes.
Contract law and public law, 73.
He said something.
That's
Yo,
what she heard.
he just forgot all the numbers and shit.
She needs to understand.
All parties in the contract should be signing wet signatures, and all those signatures should be represented for all those parties who owe, if they do owe. That's what we're saying. So if one person owes somebody else, there will be a contract, and there should be 2 wet signatures. You're saying that we are on your contract when we couldn't find you on our contract, which is suspicious.
We're the assignee on your contract. You purchased a vehicle from a dealership and financed it with a finance company.
But I cannot finance with a question mark. I can only finance with a person who's willing to pay down the money for me, and they sign a contract with me. A question mark is not a contract. That's someone walking up to me saying, you owe me, and if you don't give it to me, I'm going to take the car back, which is bullying. That's not a contract. Public Law 73. A contract is between 2 people.
Contract you signed?
Have you read Public Law?
7310. The reason why I'm saying if you could just give me your supervisor or the underwriter, because the conversation that I'm having, you clearly have no experience with. You do not know the U.S. codes. You do not know the public law. So it's going to sound like I'm being rude when I'm not. I'm really asking you for proof that you paid out of your funding company money for me, because you did not. That money came from my securities. When I put my social security number down and my signature, the car was paid for.
Which is why you don't have
That's
a
why
receipt.
you do not have a receipt, because you did not pay for this car. If you can produce a receipt saying that you paid for this car, I will be happy to pay this bill.
How do you believe that your social security number paid for your balance on your car?
You don't understand, so you have to get your supervisor. This is the USC codes and Public Law 7310. All you have to do is Google it. It will tell you what the truth in lending responsibilities is of a funding or lending organization. And you are supposed to be giving me a receipt proving that you paid, and you are refusing to do that.
Because your name is M&M Funding, so as a company, if you're funding, then that means that you fall under Truth in Lending. Do you understand Truth in Lending?
Yeah, the truth in lending statement is in the top middle section of your contract.
Right, but do you understand what those words mean, or is it just something that you see? Like when you get your a new app on your phone, or when you get your cable hooked up or whatever, you just scroll past all that stuff and then you click X. That's what all of us do. And I'm not faulting you for doing that.
Right. I don't want her to think that we're trying to be nasty to her.
I'm saying, do you understand that? Because that truth in lending part, what it says is that a person who is a lender shall abide by certain things. These things are not being abided by, and that's why that's how a lot of us are being screwed over. That's how we got screwed over. But the screwing stops here. What she's saying is, when she entered into a contract with Noble, and Noble assigned the contract to someone else, random person question mark, when you pop up and say, I'm the person, then you must produce contract law, public law 73. You must produce proof. You don't get to just walk up to someone and say, yo, give me money, or else. That's bullying.
Because
That's
telling
business.
you that I know that I've covered this debt. I have covered this debt already. That's why you'll never be able to produce a receipt saying that your company paid. It will never happen, ever. And if I'm wrong, ma'am, I promise to God, if I'm wrong, I will apologize to you. Just show me the receipt.
It's one accounting ledger balance is what you're looking for. And again, I don't want to talk over your head, but what you're looking for in your business's accounts is one line on your ledger balance which says either negative or positive the amount that you're saying that you gave to us. And I'm saying it doesn't exist. That line in your ledger doesn't exist. Instead, what does exist is a positive the day I signed the contract, which means I gave you something. You did not give me anything. And I didn't give it to you, ma'am, personally, or even M&M Funding. I actually sent it out to the ethos for anyone
That's
to grab.
too much. That's too much.
But again, I don't want to talk over your head. I'm not trying to be rude, but that's what happens when you sign a contract. The power is in the the power is not in the negotiation. The power is in the signing. It's me signing my name, saying
Allowing
that
you to
I
use my
will
credit, yeah.
pay. That's what creates a consumer credit transaction. It's not someone coming to me saying you owe money, which is how all of us have been living for a long time. That is not the truth. The truth is when you, even you, go into a store, you create credit. You create money. There's no ledger balance, there's no ledger line in your company because there was no money given to me. There is no money.
Unless you
ledger
prove you paid that in
balances.
gold and silver. That's the whole thing. If you have not paid that in gold and silver, you have not paid that debt. But at the end of the day, we don't have to go back and forth about that. If you could just produce the receipt, I will be in there to pay that bill immediately. Or you could just get your supervisor.
To produce it. The underwriter could produce it.
The underwriter would be able to produce that secret. Is it the underwriter or the
Yeah,
accountant?
it would be their underwriter.
Accountant. But I want you personally, a side note, beside the business part, I want you to really listen to what we're saying because this is not about me and Augustus. This is about me, Augustus, and you, and everybody else in your office. You're being played.
All of us are.
All of us are being played. All of our debts are covered from the day we are born. There is no debt that we owe. The United States Treasury covers all our debt. And they will not tell you because we'll bankrupt them if we go after our accounts. I
Too much.
promise
That's
you,
too much. That's
you
too
are
much.
not going to
Too
be
much.
able to produce that
Way
receipt
too
that
much.
is paid. That's all I got. I'm willing to pay if they can show me they paid for it. I gotta make sure I'm paying the right person.
This part of contract law is called negotiating, and when they teach us that negotiating is over when you sign your name on it, that's not true because all things can be amended. That's why our Constitution has amendments. So if there is a change that has to happen, if new information comes forward, then you can amend any contract. What we're doing now is verbal. If we needed to write this, we can write it and send it to you in a certified letter.
You guys have a great day.
Okay.
All right now. That was our first go at the bank, letting them know we ain't paying you shit. Let's see.